Yeah, guys, so let's discuss one project. I want you to actually go and, as you can see, this is a list and it has some numbers. So instead of this list, I want to check, I want to have an output which can give me even or odd status of these numbers. Even number is a number which is divisible by 2, right? So there's no remainder. Remainder becomes 0. And odd is a number which doesn't get divisible by 2 completely, right? So how can we do that? This is what we actually have in this project. Now we are going to discuss, okay, using the loop. Now you see, first of all, we have to check each number one by one. And for that, we know that we can run the loop, right? So maybe we can run the loop again, say that x is less than equals to, and the length of this list, what do you say, right? -1, right? And then here we will go and write something, something. Okay, and of course we will start the x as 0, so we don't get the error variable not defined. Now how I can check, as I said, that odd and even, when you divide any number by 2, right, if it is completely divisible, it is even number. So you remember that there is an operator which we have done, right? There was an operator which we have done, and that operator was this sign, which actually returns us the remainder. So I can say 3 percentage 2. If this is going to give me, if this is going to give me 0, then that means I want to capture that as even. Otherwise, I'm going to capture that as even. Odd, I beg your pardon. Right? So what we are going to do here is that, so once we are in the while loop, I can go and I can write here some variable called result, right? I can write this, I can do this without variable also, but let's just go with the, I mean, step by step, so that you can have a proper understanding. Let's go slow. So I'm going to actually capture here the result, right? Which is what? Which is actually the list which I've created here, the list, right? Or maybe I want to give it a name called score. Let's say, for example, score. Okay, these are the, let's say, score. Okay, these are the scores. So yeah, okay, and let me just go and write here some scores like this. Okay, yeah, fine. So I want to capture the value, which is obviously going to return by x, because x is going to be 0. So here score 0 means I will get 30. But then I immediately actually divide it by 2. Okay, if I divide it by 2, we are going to expect some, we are going to expect here the value, right? So if it is 0, because this is going to give me the remainder, correct or not, right? So result will have the remainder, right? If it's 0, then it's even. Otherwise, it's gonna be odd. So that means I can simply go and ask the question now, if the result is double equals to 0, right? Then what I want to do? Well, then I want to actually say that I want to print here uh, even, right? And otherwise I can simply start typing here else. Indentation, please take care of the indentation odd. So in this way, I believe that our our program will run, and we will have the even odd the values, the number of values we have here. Okay, and I'm just going to do one thing, because I have to expand this to show these all outputs. So maybe I can just go and create, let's say, very small program like this. Okay, since we are using the length function, so obviously the function, this is going to be dynamic. Okay, so one thing, we have to increment the value of the x also, because x cannot be left 0. You know that. Otherwise the loop will go in the infinite mode, right? So where I can go and increment the x, well, obviously it has to be inside the loop. Okay, it has to be somewhere inside the loop. So maybe we can do one thing. I can just go and press enter, and I can say x is x plus 1. Right? Now, please remember, if I go and write like this, then only the else part will take the value of x as 1. X will be incremented only in the else area, which is very wrong. You know that, right? It doesn't matter whether you go in the then or in this else area. Then, when I say then, I mean when the condition is true, right? So we have to keep this in a way that whether we have got the even or the odd, every time the x should be incremented, right? Now you cannot go and run x equals to x plus 1 over here. Why? Because this is then not going to be a part of the loop, isn't it? Because we have to increment the x as long as the loop is working, the loop is running. This is after the loop. Very important, very delicate point, right? So I'll keep the x over here. As you know, Python works in the indentation. So this is neither inside the this part if the condition is true, if the condition is false, nor this is inside this. So we can write this x equals to x plus 1 here, or you can write plus equals to 1 as well, right? You can use the assignment operator as well. So I think we are good with this. We can just quickly go and run this. So I'm trying to give you more practice on all these things, right? So look at this now. So finally we have got even, odd, even, odd, even, right? So even, odd, even. Let's see that. Is this correct? This is even. This is odd because it is not divisible by 2. It is going to give us some remainder. And this is even, this is odd, and this is even. Yes, perfect. We can cross check. I can just go and let's say only, yeah. So I can just go and change this to 1. So now every number should be odd except for the last one. Look at this, guys. This is only even, and rest all the numbers are going to be odd. So this way we can have this, the program created. Okay.